It is JC King. Very excited for our next guest here. We have the magnificent adult entertainer, film star, well-known Savannah Fox. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on the podcast. How are you doing tonight?
Well, thank you much, JC, and thanks for having me on. I'm doing well this evening. A little tired, but still going. Gotta make my dinner.
No, I understand. I'm not gonna lie to you. My whole day has been thrown off because I started my day. Usually I don't do this, but I went at 9 a.m. to see the new Star Wars movie. I was so jacked about it, like a nerd. So I am fucking.
You fell into the Star Wars trap.
I fell into the Star Wars trap. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I actually am not a Star Wars fan. I have never seen any of the movies, so I'm lost. I'm not a Star Wars hater. I don't care. I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, who gives a shit, right?
I'm like, nerds, maybe I should do a porn about it. I'm not sure.
There was something we saw. What was it we saw the other day? We were looking up, there is the thing, when you're doing some of those porns, you know, they do the parody porns of everything that you can name and everything you can think of. What's like yeah, we saw one today. It was Black Wives Matter. Have you heard of that?
Oh my God, no. I totally believe it. I could totally see it, but oh my God, no. Porn has no shame. They will do whatever.
That's what, it was fucking crazy. I saw Black Wives Matter, and it was my producer. My producer's here with us right now.
Hey-o, this is Serial. How you doing today?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I am rocking and rolling. JC's got me a little on edge. He's coming in here at 100 miles an hour, and I'm just trying to set up crap and try to catch up with him.
She doesn't give a fuck, man.
No, yeah, whatever. That's cool. No worries.
Can you guys hold on for 1 second? I'm actually going to be switching over into my headphones so I can hear the both of you actually better, because my phone is a piece, I'm pretty sure.
No worries. Not at all. Ruff, you want to come join?
I feel like if I'm going to be on a radio show, I at least need to have you in my headphones.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear us better?
I can definitely hear you better. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, well, you're exactly the same. Okay. So it's perfect.
Perfect.
So anyway, that we saw that Black Lives Matter, and it threw us the fuck off, because I was thinking about this the other day too. Like, when you see, I was thinking, who was that I watched this documentary on adult film stars, and it was by this photographer, and it was called Aroused, and it had all these, she did an art book, but she interviewed people like Brooklyn Lee and Lisa Ann, and when they were doing these interviews, it was do you feel like, I guess this is the big thing, do you feel like there's this weird thing, because when they make documentaries, they try to have an agenda? I always feel like anytime I watch a documentary, it has an agenda. Do you watch documentaries?
I will watch the occasional thing to keep myself informed, but my selection is more towards the YouTube documentaries, because I feel like they offer more variety, also, and not the same kind of pushy, like you're talking about, ulterior motives.
Well, that's what this thing felt like to me. It felt like a big ulterior motive to make adult films in a certain light. Because at the beginning, Savannah, it was all like, I'm going to talk to adult film stars in an environment that's different than them. But at the end, they were all fucking crying and talking about shit. And I was just like, on this podcast, we've had a few different guests. We've had Tasha Rain and Alana Evans and now you. But I've never run into an adult film star who had all this fucking, I feel like it's different now. Not everybody's got all this baggage and shit. It's just a job like any job. And it's very weird to me that people need to fucking give it the stigma. Do you think it's weird that people try to do that?
I do think at the same time, coming from a very kind of conservative family, I grew up with the stigma of porn. But I feel like as society as a whole, it's kind of trying to raise eyes and notice that porn becomes mainstream, but they still have that, like you said, they will still try to do that hit, oh yes, every girl has issues. It's there's that image of the typical porn girl, but like you said, sex work is kind of becoming a more and more common thing, especially for the way the workforce is. You have a lot of college girls who are like, hey, I could pay my tuition and graduate with not owing anything. This is a smart move for me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of shifting more from this is the broken daddy girl stripper on a pole image to I'm a working girl trying to pay my bills image.
That's what I think. Because what it felt like to me is at first, it felt like a trap. It felt like the person who made this documentary spent the first half hour or hour of it talking to these people, making them feel comfortable with her. And then she wanted to like, at the end, like exploit it and make this whole point. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like, this is not, it's probably not indicative of the majority of people who are in the industry. I don't know if that's true or not. I just think that it's probably not accurate.
It's definitely not true. I think porn has, like you said, there's so many different reasons now that people get into porn. Like, you will have those people for this, but then you have people who are like, hey, I just really like cocaine, and this is how I get lots of money and do my cocaine. And then I'm just being honest here.
No, it's awesome. It's great. So, no. You don't have to apologize because that's fucking true. That's what I think. What you're saying is what I think is the truth, which is basically like, it's just a job like any job. And the people that are in it it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I watched this other documentary called Hot Girls Wanted. Have you heard of that documentary?
Well, okay. I think I have. Please refresh my memory for me.
Well, Hot Girls Wanted was about like how in Miami, they're doing all this pro-am stuff. And, like what they'll do is they'll put a Craigslist ad up. They'll get a girl from like high school to come do a video. Yeah. And then
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. And then after that, then like they make it look like her whole life is destroyed or whatever. But it's like, again, it feels like an agenda based around this. I don't know. Like, it's weird to me because I just go like, it's a job like any other job. The people that get into it know what they're doing. If everybody in it was like, I don't know, it pisses me off.
I'll tell you the truth here, JC. The way that they painted the light, that is not how an agency will run. If that was in California, that would never go down. Yeah. That is what's known in the industry as a suitcase pimp. You have somebody who is basically just nothing, exactly what he is. He sets up shop. He's an agency. Oh, he goes on Craigslist. He has ads. And then he knows the right people. So he can take in these girls and they churn and burn them and just make their money. It's a fucking hustle like anything else.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a hustle, and it seems very so. Like Miami is like different than California in that respect. Then you're saying
very much so, because California already has the laws for agencies placed in place where you have to be licensed and bonded in the state of California to represent anybody, and any reputable company in California will not accept a girl without their agency being licensed and bonded. So the girls are a lot more safer and they have more rights instead of just these girls who are being forced into doing these things that they want to do it, but they're kind of like going along with it. California has a lot more legitimate business being run.
Yeah. And so that's what it's got to be, because it's almost like it seemed like when I was watching it was like the Wild West of pornography. And I was like, this is why you need regulation and laws and, you know, all those kind of things.
That's why it's in Miami and they didn't do it in California.
Now, like Florida or Miami specifically is the kind of place where these like Bang Brothers and the Bang Bus, the kind of people that pull up and like, here's $100. Will you hop in the car with me and film this? That's where that kind of stuff, those stunts kind of happen. Is that right, or am I off base?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Is that real or is that fake, Savannah? Because I would put $1 million down that's bullshit.
I mean, technically, I can't say about that one because I was on it, but you know. Yeah.
There's people that do things that happen and they live their lives, and who am I to judge? But stuff like that happens.
So you did one of those things? You did one of those videos?
I did. I so did.
Is there, okay, so I was, another thing I was thinking about. So this is the big, like the overarching thing that I wonder about right now, specifically with all the crazy James Dean stuff going on. And I think I mentioned this in the email with you. From a broader perspective, not with this case in particular, but from a broader perspective, you've done BDSM, right?
Yes, absolutely. I work for kink.com probably at least twice a month. They're one of my favorite companies to work for.
Oh, cool. Okay. So you kind of know about so what I have wondered about as I was reading all these articles and reading all these things is it seemed like to me that it was like, such a, I don't even know how to put it. Like, it seems like when you're in that kind of environment that things could happen that maybe were unintended or not intended, that maybe crossed a line but weren't meant to be that way. Like, it just seems like there's this gray area in that kind of environment where stuff could happen. It's just like you didn't, like, when you're pushing a boundary and when you're in that environment, can things happen that people aren't comfortable with, but at the same time, somebody didn't mean to do something that somebody was uncomfortable with? Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. When you're working for companies, especially for kink, they do something where they have a checklist if you are doing a scene that would involve any kind of those things to environment to happen, where you have to check off, like, this is, they'll say, okay, slapping. They'll say, like, are you okay with it? Like, on a scale of, like, 5 to 4.
Yeah.
If there's certain places on your body we need to avoid, let us know. Like, if there's certain names you don't want to be called, if you don't want your hair pulled, there is, like, an extensive list that goes through that you check off, like, yes, these things I want, or no, please don't do them.
Yeah.
And then you sign it, and then the producer signs it, and the people you're supposed to be working with are looking at this as well. So everybody is kind of informed of what you are okay with in the beginning before that shoot even happens.
Yeah. So, like,
granted, there are some times when people do get kind of carried away in a scene, and then
that's what I was going to say. It seems like you
the model has the option of calling yellow or mercy, which means to just, like, they need to slow down. Like, check, like, whatever they're doing, they need to go easier.
Yeah.
Or they can call red at any time, and then they completely cut no matter what's going on. So, and check in with you immediately. So
you say those words, like yellow or red, and that, like, indicates, like, how you're feeling in that scene.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so,
exactly, like,
that's what I was thinking is, like, it seems like when you get into that area of, like, is it possible, my big question is it possible that someone could move into an area someone's not comfortable with, but not realize that they're doing something the person isn't comfortable with? Maybe the person doesn't speak up. Maybe, like, is it possible things, like a line could get crossed here or there, but it's like accidental? That's all I'm saying.
There are sometimes with people who, like, are kind of like, they want to cross the lines, like people who can't speak. They want their limits to be pushed. So sometimes they won't speak up when they know, like, this is hurting them, but they're like, oh, I want to go further, so they don't say anything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like more of like a mental thing of the person who's shooting at the time. Like, if they want to push themselves and then it goes too far that way, and the other person's like, oh, okay, they're not saying stop, so I'm going to keep going more harder.
Yeah. So is that, like, it just seems like that could lead to workplace issues that aren't, again, it's not like, it's different. It's like, it seems like it's like a miscommunication that could happen versus like this serious allegation. That's what it seems like to me, but maybe I'm way off base. I don't know.
To tell you the truth, I honestly, I get so busy with, I run my own website in addition to having my own clothes for sale store, in addition to shooting for other people. And then I also have a webcam contract. So that keeps me pretty busy.
You got your own shit to worry about. Yeah.
I got my own shit. Like, I'll pay attention because you have to pay attention, especially like if you're trying to, because in the porn world, you are your own name. Your name is your brand. That's what you're trying to sell to people. You're selling your body. You're selling your website. You're selling your pictures. You're selling your underwear.
Yeah.
So it's a constant job. So I keep up with who's like selling. I'm like, okay, what people I want to work with. Okay, people are tweeting about you. You look good naked. You want to come work with me? Stuff like that.
I've always said that the porn world and the wrestling world are the most, like, wrestlers and porn stars know how to build their brand better than anyone else.
I would agree with that, because that's what, especially if you're going to succeed in doing porn now, you have to, because otherwise you're going to be gone in 2 years and nobody's going to remember your name. It
is such a saturated industry. Like, when you got into it, like, were you not like, did you think like, oh my God, there's like 1 million people trying this out. I've got to figure out a way to break out of the pack.
Honestly, I didn't think about that when I first got in. I was kind of like, this is fun. Yeah, I'm going to fuck everybody. Like, I was like, came in with like stars, and I was like, I'm not going to be a porn star. And like, I'm just was a crazy person. And then like after like my second year, I calmed down. I was like, all right, are you going to do this for real? Like, are you going to make this your job? Like, you know what I mean? Like have that like heart to heart with yourself. Like,
where is this going? Yeah.
Yeah. So after I kind of made that decision, I was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. So that's when I started building my name as a brand, really trying to build up a following in anything that I can. And that's like, in addition to shooting porn, I love shooting a lot of fetish as well. So I try to very cultivate that because it's one of my favorite things to do. I get to be a weirdo and people love it, and I'm a pervert and people love it. So it works out good.
What's the weirdest thing that have you done any of that shit where like dudes wear like baby diapers and do the baby shit? Have you done any of that?
I have not. I have yet to done the baby diaper fetish. I have done stranger things though, so don't. So I don't know if you want to go there.
What? No. What? Yeah. What?
Please share. What do you consider that is weird?
I know this sounds very strange, but believe it or not, in the fetish world, farting is a huge thing.
Okay.
Girls farting.
Fart porn?
So. Fart porn.
Yeah. Have you ever like?
I've done fart porn.
Have you ever
not
sold?
only have I done fart porn, I'm good at fart porn.
You're good at it. Do you have to like?
Talent.
Good at it.
Do you have to stock up beforehand? Do you got to eat a can of beans before you go do a fart porn? What do you do?
Honestly, I have this trick that I do with my butthole that I can suck up all of this air. So I kind of like lean over, relax my butt. So I have all this air and I turn around. So now I have all this air to fart with. So I could just like fart it out. And then when it's mixed with like regular farts, I'm like,
Savannah, I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to be completely honest with you. After you explain this, I am sitting here behind this mic attempting to do this motion. And I completely believe I have zero control over my anus as you're describing. I can't do that at all. I assume it's genetic because I really am. I'm sitting here trying to do anything, and there's nothing. Like it's just locked up.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, wait, I gotta ask her this. Hey, Savannah, like real issue about dudes versus chicks. All right, I was saying this earlier. Do you think so it's so much more acceptable for girls to be like, to go like gay, like to kiss a girl or to have a sexual relationship with a girl, but guys, it's not as allowed. It's like taboo. But I think every dude has an inner gay person. Like I think every guy kind of has the ability to be a gay guy.
Smoke a little monkey pole.
Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
Can I disagree and agree at the same time?
You can do whatever you think. I want to know what you think. For real. You know this stuff.
I think it's totally acceptable if like girls kick girls. I'm like, yeah, hot girls, kick each other. But like I don't like, me personally, like guys kissing guys. I'm like, I don't get it because I am not naturally really attracted to men. I'm like more attracted to women. So when I see two dudes, I'm just like, this is not doing it for me.
Yeah,
but
it's two unattractive things.
On the fact that there's an inner gay man in every man. Totally agree with you about that.
Because when you're hanging out with dudes and they're partying and like it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out together, at some point they all start like trying to grab each other's dicks. Like it's a weird thing that happens.
It just happens.
You've seen it, right? You've seen that before, right, Savannah? It's weird.
Dude, I am married to the man who has to show his dick to everybody. So you have no idea. I know. My husband never wears underwear, so everybody sees his dick all the time. I'm like, really? And then he has a really, really prominent P vein, so you can see everything.
A P vein, you called it?
P vein. A P vein. It's a vein that's shaped I shit you not, in the shape of like a big P.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the urethra for a second.
Holy shit.
That is interesting. He's been branded for life.
He is. But don't worry, he's in porn, so it's okay.
Is it like, so that's the other thing. So like, do you do, now that you're, like how long have you been married?
I am freshly married.
Is that like 6 months? Less than a year?
It has been 4 months.
4 months, all right. So is it now that you're married, do you only do scenes with your husband or do you still mix it up?
I only shoot scenes with my husband as a male talent from my own website. However, I still book other work with different companies with different male talent.
Is it so like and you said he's in the business too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard not getting like that, like, because you're in a relationship with somebody, you love somebody, you're married to them. Is it hard not getting into some kind of weird, like, jealousy?
It is weird in the fact that we, like, after you love somebody like that and you realize you don't want to have sex with the people, like, I'll have sex with, like, women. We both love doming women together.
Yeah.
But, like, as far as, like, men, I'm like, oh, now I look at it as work. I'm like, oh, I got to go do more porn. Damn.
Yeah, son of a bitch. I got to go to fucking work. I got to go to fucking work today.
Work. Oh, give me my coffee, baby.
How long have you been in the business?
It will be 3 years, actually, next month.
Oh. Is that like, you're not supposed to, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out a way to get into this. I am 32 years old. And I have, at 32, had like 3 different careers. Did you have any prior careers to this business?
Oh, totally. I like to call myself I get job boredom very easily. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, let me do this. No, let's do this. That's how I ended up doing porn.
Well, yeah, that's it. All right, fuck it. Let's do porn. What happened before you were in that business? What'd you do?
Before I was in porn, I was a bartender for a long time. Before that, I was in the stews. And before that, I went to school for medical billing and coding.
Oh, well, there you go.
That is the most exciting of all 3. Let's get into some medical billing and coding questions real fast.
Exactly, right? Hey, I can, like, make your bills for you.
When you were a masseuse, is there such a thing? Does happy endings really happen, or do people try to get them?
No.
I
worked in more of like a physical therapy office.
Yeah, you didn't work in one of those like massage parlors that are open at 11 o'clock at night kind of places.
I don't think they exist anyway. I don't think they're real.
They do exist. I will tell you bullshit. For a fact they exist.
I can't touch you.
Exactly. They do exist. If you see a massage parlor that's open at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night.
No, they do not exist.
Yes,
they're not real. That's bullshit.
Yes, they do.
They're real. I promise you. They're real. They're
Holy
real.
shit.
In Los Angeles, I moved to Los Angeles 2 years ago. Pretty much every other Asian massage place, you can get one.
10-4. In Houston, like I said, you drive around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. If you see a massage parlor that's open at that hour, you know you can go in there and be like, sexy time.
Really?
Yes.
What the fuck, man? Like, okay, so here's another question. So, Savannah, is this like the burden of not that, I mean, it's like you got a job that probably a lot of people are like, man, that's a cool job or whatever, but like, there's probably a burden of being a porn star. How many guys think just because you're a porn star, if they meet you, they can have sex with you? That's probably a problem, right?
My problem is everybody just wants to show me. They're like, dick. They're like, here's my dick. Jump on it. like I'm automatically like, oh my God, like get on my knees and like worship it. I don't know. I don't know what they think is going to happen, but they just want to show me their dick.
Like, I completely agree. Like, I'm a straight guy, and I've never sent a dick pic because I don't like. I see exactly what you're saying. Like, oh, here it is, and I think most guys when they send a dick pic, they expect a winky face, smiley face back. Like, oh, that's amazing, and I don't think girls really see it that way.
Yeah, not really. You like that's definitely not a thing to do at the beginning of a relationship at all.
I don't think anybody wants a dick pic ever. That's a horrible idea in my mind.
Are dicks gross? Like, truthfully?
Some dicks are gross. Some dicks are beautiful. They're
So what you're saying is there is a possibility if you got a dick pic, you'd be like winky face, smiley.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. That is true.
I don't know.
I don't get those fucking pictures.
Maybe I just don't have that dick either. So I don't know. Maybe if I sent, I've never had the capability of sending out a dick pic that got the response I was looking for.
It seems embarrassing. It seems like if you're there trying to frame a dick pic, that's a very embarrassing thing for a...
You have to have 3 mirrors and the right lighting, and you probably need a crew to get the right shot.
Holy shit, man. So, Savannah, where can people number one, thank you for chatting with us, man. It's unbelievable. Before I fucking sign off with you, what about this? Like, how do you make, like, with all these YouTube streaming sites and YouPorn and shit? Is that fucking up the porn business or what?
Honestly, it's a combination of things. It's the tube sites, and then some companies will purposely like leak beans to try to use it as a like promotion to like push traffic. And then you have the people who have their own cameras are like, oh, we could make porn. Cool. Let's all make porn.
Yeah.
So
it's too easy.
A combination of those 3 things have just like completely drove porn sales like are so bad.
Is that why you got to like get your own site and you got to do all the other things?
Exactly. Because it used to be in porn, you could make really, really good money and there wasn't as much growth. Now, if there's something you don't want to do, they're like, oh, well, there's 20 girls behind you that'll look as good as you, if not better, and they'll do this for $100 less. And it's like, oh, well, fuck me.
Now, do you feel like that's driving people to more extremes? Because if I say no, I know there's 100 other people that will say yes. So I'm going to push my own boundaries in order to keep that paycheck coming in.
I think that not so much the girls pushing boundaries. I think that the customers, what they want to see are pushing the boundaries. So in other words, turn like these more hardcore shoots are being done.
Right. Yeah, I've heard recently about a couple girls that are doing like I guess BDSM, the same kind of stuff, and like you mentioned before, like the fart porn. But they're going even another step where they're doing like online retail where they're mailing like farty panties and mailing like poop, literal poop to people. So they'll wear panties and fart in them all day, or they'll poop in a box, or they'll piss in a vial and mail it off for like $1,000 or $500.
Can I say something? That's not that crazy. If I knew I could sell my shit in a box for money,
for $500,
I would do that. That's not crazy. That's just business.
No,
dude.
but no, the question stems back to, is it because somebody is willing to do it is why it's happening?
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay. I get what you're saying.
So
because, yeah, like exactly what he just said. He's like, shit, if I knew that, I would do it too. That's
I
what
would.
You do. You have these girls saying.
Yeah, you're right, Savannah. I would sell my shit in a box all day long.
But it is the market that's driving these new fetishes, these weirder, it's darker fetishes.
For sure.
Wow. It's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, and then, okay, Savannah, you're gonna disagree with me on this. This is the one area, because we're like, I feel like we have a good, like, I kind of feel like we're kind of becoming friends. We have a good rapport going on here, but you're gonna so fucking hate me because are you in California? Are you in, or is that where you're based for all the shoots and everything?
Yes, I'm based out of Los Angeles and Las Vegas.
Okay. It was a lot like this is where you're gonna hate me. And I don't mean anything by it. But I say it to every time I talk, like, I don't really think it's that crazy. Like when they talked about the condom law and everything, like in a way I was kind of like, that seems like it's good for the woman. That seems like it's protecting the people in the industry. But the people in the industry always tell me I'm a fucking dickhead asshole. And I go like, no, it seems like a good thing. Like, but like the fact that I support.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to really buy fucking condom porn. Who wants to see condoms in porn?
No, you're right on that.
So now what it's going to do is just drive porn underground, and that's all it'll do. People are going to keep shooting porn without fucking condoms, but it'll take all the people who are trying to do legitimate business. Now all their business being taken away, so now they have to pay the models less in return, because now those people aren't buying those condom fucking shoots. That's why the people in porn hate them so much.
No, I understand. So do you see why I would partially like think like from an outsider's, I'm not in the industry, from an outsider's perspective, do you see how I could go like, that seems like a good idea?
No, I agree with you. And that's what sucks, is because a lot of people don't understand the way that the dollar revolves around the porn world.
Yeah. Because it seems like such a good idea from an outsider's perspective. But every time I talk to somebody on the inside of the world, they tell me how full of shit I am, which is okay. Trust me, Savannah, it's okay to tell me I'm a fucking idiot. It's okay. But no, like,
I agree with you coming from an outsider's point of view. This is what you think. Yeah, condoms. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I agree.
But now we're just pushing
Sounds
it.
Good.
We're just pushing it underground, like you said. So everybody has to wear condoms. So now the Mexican cartels are doing the raw dog kind of style porn, and now we're just funneling money into Mexico, funding the cartels. I mean, it's not
El Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo is now getting into the porn market. I know it's an exaggeration, but that's the outcome of these kind of laws in my mind.
It is. It is. Unfortunately, it'll put a lot more girls. It'll do the opposite of what it's intended to do.
No, I think you're right. And I heard this guy, the guy that was behind it in California, is a real dickhead. Michael Westinghouse or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know what his name is. I hear he's a real dickhead.
He is a fucking dickhead. He just has a complete hard on for the industry.
Well, you know what's even probably crazier? I bet the dude watches porn. You know he does.
No. It's those kind of guys. Like, who was the senator that was like, let's ban gay people, and then he got caught in an airport tapping his foot around trying to use a glory hole?
Larry Craig.
Yeah, Larry Craig. The same guy that's trying to pass laws against the same thing he's doing.
Yeah, that fucking asshole.
What do they say? Fucking point with one hand, jerk off in the other?
Exactly.
That's fucking it, dude. Savannah, you were so right. Because when I watched that Hot Girls Wanted documentary, they said all those chicks, they said in 3 months, all it takes is about 3 months before everyone knows that they're in porn. But the only reason everyone finds out they're in porn within 3 months is because everyone watches porn. Mm-hmm. So they know instantly. They're like, oh, you're doing porn now. How did you know that? Oh, I watch it every day.
Well, you see, every night at exact 9:37 p.m.
Hey, well, I get it. You're right. So I get why it's like the gun thing. That's why when I talk to people in the industry, it does make sense. It's like the thing where I talk to my brother-in-law. He's a big Second Amendment NRA guy, and he always says, like, if they outlaw fucking guns, the only people who will have guns are the criminals, because criminals don't give a shit about the law. So it's like the same thing with a condom law, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. Where can people check you out, Savannah?
Okay, for sure. I appreciate taking time.
No, where can people go see you? Where can people, like, watch your shit, buy your shit, all that?
Buy my shit. Well, they have a couple of options. If they can go visit SavannahFox.com is my website. My clips for sale is Savannah's Fetish Fantasies. It's store number 95249. On social media, they can follow my Twitter at BigBootyFoxXXX or my Instagram at SavannahFoxBeatsFox.
You got to be careful on that Instagram. You can't free the nipple.
Oh, my Instagram has gotten shut down so many times. I'm working on my fifth. You don't even know. Struggle is real.
All right, there you go. So Savannah Fox, check her out. She's on Instagram, Twitter. Check her out on Instagram while you still can. That will probably be completely gone at some point. So
I'm trying to be good. Don't report me, please.
Yeah, don't report Savannah on Instagram. But thank you. You know what? A lot of people, I emailed a lot of people to ask them to come on and kind of give us like a big idea perspective on everything going on right now in the industry. And a lot of people weren't willing to like step up and talk. And the fact that you'll just share your ideas and your opinions, you're pretty fearless, you're pretty honest. And props to you for being, open, honest, and one of the leaders in your industry.
Oh, everybody, I don't even care no more. Everybody is so political about everything. I'm going to tell it like it is. If you don't like me, I'm sorry. I'm a nice person, so fuck off. That's it right there. Savannah Fox, a big thank you to Savannah. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, and you have a great night. Thank you.